I remember watching the year you won the Oscar, and I remember your speech has to be one of the most iconic speeches of all time from an awards show. And you talk about chasing your hero as your 10-year self in the future. I'm curious,
right,
if you could put yourself 10 years from now, 60, because you just turned 50,
yeah.
what would your hero at 60 say about who you are today, looking back?
Wow. Yeah, it's a great question, and one I think we should all ask ourselves. Have I had that great sit down with our future self? I think you'd say, make sure you trust yourself. Make sure you did a good job of trusting yourself, but you know what? You could have even trusted yourself more. You could even trust yourself more. You made some things, maybe you made some things a little too hard, maybe where you didn't need the resistance. Just sit back and trust yourself. So I made some things hard because you felt like you needed to feel it. Nah, you had already done the work. You already laid the rails on the road. Just now, right now, stay vital. Keep those rails greased. Keep yourself in shape, mentally, spiritually, but overall, you've done it. You did it. You're doing good at trusting yourself. And I'm proud of how my favorite thing about you, 50-year-old Matthew, is that you do give a damn. And sometimes I wish you would have maybe given yourself a break in places where you didn't. But you know what? That's who you've always been. And shoot, now that I look in the mirror at 60, that's who I still am too. So anyway, thanks for getting me here. To 60. It's great to see the kids all out of the house now, and me and our wife Camilla are having a great time, kind of like a honeymoon again. The kids are out of the house, and we've got a new season in life. And you did a good job being a parent. You were a good father. Wow. And that was the thing, you always wanted to be. It's the thing we've always known that we wanted to be. The only thing we ever knew we wanted to be. And you weren't perfect as a father, but you did a doggone damn good job as a father. Oh yeah, and let's keep rocking.
And let's keep living. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful reflection of your future hero.
I just haven't had one of those before. I had till just now. I haven't really thought about it that way. And thank you for asking that question.
Of course. That's beautiful. I'm curious. You mentioned, I want to ask about your dad here in a second and the impact he's made on you and the biggest lessons, but you've talked about your wife many times. What do you admire about your wife the most?
I admire how instinctually, without any intellectual mathematics at all, no matter what she's doing, no matter what job she's on, no matter what she's handling, if something comes up to help me or the kids or the family out, she so elegantly sets what she's doing down and comes and handles that and helps puts family first like that. And she does it in such a graceful way. Look, hence why she's got 163,000 emails. You know what I mean? She's able to do that over there. Me, I would be like, yeah, I'll be right there. Let me finish this up. You know what I mean? She's able to just go, nope, I know what really, really, really matters. This is all stuff that I should do, but this is not of the greatest import. Lewis, I'll be right back. Very gracefully.
Wow.
And she would do it in a way where you wouldn't go, she walked out on my show. No, you'd be like, it'd be one of the better interviews you had in moments in an interview, because she'd come back and go, yeah, my son just had so-and-so and I had to help him with so-and-so. And you'd be like, wow, how elegantly she can make that of most import at any given time. Her family, me and the family of the most import at any given time. And how gracefully and elegantly she can do it is one of my favorite traits of her.
Your father put a big impact in your life. He passed when you were, I think it was 5 days in shooting your first movie. Is that correct?
Shooting days, first movie I ever made. Yeah.
Where do you think your life would be if he was still here? Do you think you would be able to have the impact you have on humanity? Do you think you'd have the relationship, the children that you have, or would things be different because you don't have what you call in the book that safety net?
It's a great question, and I don't know the answer. I mean, my these existential questions are always fun to go over because it's all a mystery going forward, but it's all a science looking back.
Yeah.
And we can connect the dots looking back. I don't know what else I would be doing because this is just what I've done, and I've only done it once, and I'm doing it once. I do. Maybe I would have him passing on, and that year in Australia are two moments that I do often question. Would I be sitting here right now talking to you with the life I have if it didn't happen? I'm very confident that I would have had some sort of enriched life that I felt satisfied and felt joy in living if I'd have been doing something else. But at the same time, those moments, what I can really speak to is that I manned up when he moved on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you felt when you didn't lose your dad physically, but emotionally, father for me, he was my safety net. Those values that he was teaching me, I still had in my hip pocket that, if I only kind of use him 85% of the time, I'm good because he's got my back. He's above law. He's above government. He's my safety net in case I really need him. So I'm kind of half-assing these values he's teaching me, or maybe I'm doing pretty good at them, but I'm not committed because I got him. And then he was gone physically. And all of a sudden I was like, whoa, oh. And I remember this. I write about this in the book. I remember this was something that came to me. Just Keep Living came to me, which was about keeping his spirit and what he taught me alive in life after he's gone. But also this 4 words, less impressed, more involved. Mm-hmm. I remember things right after he moved on, things that were mortal in life that I had reverence for. Fame, money, success, people. And all of a sudden, while I still respected them, instead of looking up at all of them, they came down to eye level. I looked them in the eye. They were mortal. I had full respect for them, but they were mortal. I could be involved with them. I'm looking them in the eye. Mm. Things that I looked down upon. I was condescending, patronizing. Geez, I don't like that. Look at her. Look at that. But all of a sudden, those things rose up to eye level. And the world was flat. I could see further, I could see wider, I could see more clearly. And I was standing taller. And my head was higher, my heart was higher. And I was like, it's time to man up and become a man, McConaughey. And this is how you need to see the world. You need to have the courage to follow through. And that does not mean, that is always not the most popular decisions. Quit half-assing yourself. Quit doing things just to get along or if you disagree with it. We're not going to be that guy who makes the joke at the party that makes more people laugh, but everyone walks away disrespecting you more. It was the beginning of understanding what are the choices you make? Again, the compounding assets the choices we make, compounding assets for our future. How do we be more true and kind to our future selves? How do we start making some more choices, make choices that by hook or by crook, they're going to be brave, courageous choices that you can look in the mirror if it works and go, yep, I'm responsible. And if they don't work, you can go, yep, that's on me. Quit living in limbo, straddling a fence here or there. Be smart. Don't be foolish. Don't dive in. Courage to take more risks. Courage to get uncomfortable with that fame and be able to go, the world needs you here right now. The studio wants you to pick out a picture. You're as hot as can be, but I don't care. I got to check out and go spend some time with me to figure out this. The courage to do those things. I don't know if I'd have done those things. I had the courage to do them because maybe I would have still been stuck in, no, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so impressed to be here. I'm so thankful I have these options and these possibilities for success. Thank you. Well, if you're so impressed with something in your life, even our relationships, you can't really be involved in them. If you're overly impressed with me or I'm overly impressed with you, you and I can't even have a real conversation. Right. Because one of us is holding the other on a pedestal. Look at our relationships. Right. Our girlfriends, our wives, our friends. If we hold them up on a pedestal, it's unfair. We don't really have a relationship with them. We've got them in this immortal bubble of being a superhuman or a superwoman. It's not fair to them. And then what happens in the reflection of their eyes? They see us the same way. Then we're both dealing with, we're both for rent. we're both not leveling. We're both too impressed with each other to actually be involved.
It sounds like you learned a lot from his passing, and you grew a lot, and you held true to that courage that you're talking about, which I think has made you the man you are.
I've tried to. I mean, it's a constant, as you know, it's constant in process work. Yeah. I've evolved my questions and eliminated a lot of things in my life that did not feed me, did not turn on my true self. I've tried to eliminate those and keep more things in front of me that are things that will feed me and feed my best wolf, since we got two wolves in us.
Yeah, we do. I love that story. I love that story. What do you think of the 5 things we should all eliminate to live a better life?
First, we got to quit hanging out with those people that sort of only turn on our most banal selves. Sometimes they're the easiest people to go to because they're the life of the party. I've been that guy before. Like I said, the life of the party. Tell the joke that's about someone that's not in the group. It's on them. We all snicker, and it's great. You got the biggest laugh, McConaughey, but everyone walks away going, I don't respect him as much. Yeah. So again, one of those long-term choices. Think about long money, not short money. Long money. Places. Hey, man, geez, why do I have a nasty hangover every time I go to that bar? I don't know. Is it the drink? Is it the people? Is it whatever it is? I don't. Every time I wake up the next morning after going to that bar or that place, I feel, well, eliminate that. Quit trying to make that place work. We got to eliminate this habit we all have in society right now, which is, I raise me up if I put you down. It's false. It does not have a return. There's no ROI in that. It appears to be. It goes back to that, what do we tell millennials about everyone living online and social media with comments? There's this false sort of impetus that, oh, I'm taller, I win if I make sure you lose. That's not winning. You know, there's room for us both to win a blue ribbon, but we may do something different. And to covet or be jealous of your success, and if I don't like you and I can lose, man, I want to see that guy fall. That's you're giving yourself a disease to think, oh, that's going to raise me up. So again, it's short money. It's short money. Yes. It may be even counterfeit. You know? There's a few things. You know, we've had this tendency to we put our finger and point out disease before we point out health. We rubberneck at the car wreck on the other side. Love to see a wreck. Wow. You know what I mean? Dissect. Here we go. We love to dissect problems. Well, start dissecting success. Start looking and deconstructing your life, your choices, those people you're hanging around with, those places. When things are going well, when you're like, I feel like I finally caught a groove here. Well, go put the pen to paper or look down or start dissecting. What am I doing? Because there's a habit. There's a science. There's some science to satisfaction. And we don't just get there by dissecting our failures. And when we're in a rut, we need to be confident enough to go, well, things are going well, and I can't take this for granted. What is it I'm doing? Oh, I prepared more. I didn't have stress. I mean, it goes down to I always call this delayed gratification, teeing yourself up for a green light. Starts with the simplest thing. And this is what I mean. Enjoy putting the coffee in the coffee filter the night before, so the next morning you can get up and just go, boop, press the button. Aha, look at me. I teed myself up for a Saturday. I got a green light. Instead of the next morning going, oh, gee, where is it? Because sometimes it's hard to make your coffee when you hadn't had your coffee. Like it's hard to find your glasses when you don't have your glasses on. I mean, tee yourself up for some little pleasures, some Saturdays. Tee yourself up for some green lights. Kiddos, work. You gotta, it's Friday. You got that morning meeting you're gonna lead on Monday morning, or you got that homework you got to turn in, and you just finished on Friday, and you want to go kick back and head out and relax because you're gonna wait till I'll do it Sunday night. Sometimes it's pretty cool to go, you know what? I'm gonna get it done right now because Sunday, dude, I'm gonna watch football. I may be hanging out with my friends.
Right.
Sunday night game may be a good one too. I may want to go late, and I don't want to have to think. I go like, oh, I got to get home and do that. So I'm gonna tee up myself for some freedom on Sunday night by handling the stuff right now. So Sunday night I can be like, I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm ready for Monday. And look, that doesn't mean don't be a hedonist. That doesn't mean, that's the responsibility and the freedom. That doesn't mean you're not free. It's actually giving yourself more freedom.
Yep.
It's actually giving yourself more pleasure later on. I love delayed gratification. It's one of the things you'll see if you have children. It's one of the great things, I think, to try and get them to understand. You know, when I won the Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club, I had a really cool teaching lesson. My kids were like, what's the trophy for? And I said, well, it was given to me because my people in my industry deemed my work really excellent. And they go, yeah, but what's it for? And I went, you remember a year and a half ago when Popeye was really skinny and you said his neck looked like a giraffe? And they're like, yeah. And I go, remember how you'd wake up and Popeye was already gone to work, and then Popeye would get home and we'd have a dinner, and then he'd have to go study and go to sleep. And he did that for like 2 months, and he was gone all day. They're like, yeah. And I go, what I was doing, that was every day then. Someone gave me a trophy for today, a year and a half later.
Wow.
So what you do today, what I was trying to get across to them is like what you do today can matter tomorrow. You can be rewarded for it. If you do something really well today, you can be rewarded. You can get a green light for that later on in life.
You may not get the reward today.
You may not get it today. So trust that you can be rewarded. At the same time, let's look at the inversion of that. Go ahead. Lie, cheat, steal. All right. Now what? Lie, cheat, steal, broke up on the tax, cheated on so-and-so, whatever. I'm not buying green lights to the future. Why? Because now everywhere I go, I got to look over my shoulder and see if someone's there that I owe money or someone's there that I cheated. And all of a sudden now I'm not present and I'm stressing because someone goes, oh yes, so-and-so is here. And you're like, oh, that's not a green light. It's a yellow light. It's stress, unnecessary stress because I left crumbs. Then yesterday, don't leave the crumbs. Tee yourself up for some freedom. The responsibility of picking up your crumbs to handling stuff buys you your green lights freedom in the future. Where you're going like, I'm fine. I can walk in anywhere. I don't have to look over my shoulder. I'm living and doing my best to live a life where I don't have to live over my shoulder. It's a good thing for us each to do with ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's selfish. That's the other thing. It's selfish. And I have a full redefinition of selfish. I'm for what is selfish. It's also selfless. Mm-hmm. But it's teeing yourself up. It's being cool to and kind to your future self.
That's what memory is for, right? You remember something bad and you process it so that you change your interpretation or your behavior or the situation or whatever you can change so that it isn't going to happen in the future. And if you do that thoroughly, you'll generally let yourself rest.